Thanks for joining me again today. With Green Health First, we are talking today about athletes' wellness. And you are viewing my virtual booth. I am getting set up to do virtual health fairs, so I'm really excited about that. This just shows a little bit of what we do, what we provide in products as far as that goes. And many of those we're going to talk about during this discussion. So we talked in the past about digestion, immunity, allergies, and we're getting active, and I really wanted to come to you all today to help us be as healthy as we can while we are exercising and being in our everyday world, trying to stay healthy through exercise. Of course, that's one of the modalities that helps keep us well. We have many modalities that help us stay well, including eating healthy whole foods, having a good diet of nutrition, using different products to help our body stay in balance, or scenarios like acupuncture, chiropractic, reflexology. We also can use essential oils and many of those things, which we'll talk about today. And our goal is to help athletes find natural tools to support their body, to keep it healthy, to support their environment, as well as their equipment. We will, sorry, I can't share my screen. I forgot. I am on Facebook Live and not on Zoom. So what is one of the first things we need to be concerned about as athletes? Hydration. We've talked about that in several of our other discussions, and hydration I just can't say enough about, especially when we're dealing with the heat that we have right now. We lose so much water through sweat, but we lose it even in the cold. We lose a lot of water. People don't realize when you are exercising outside how much we lose. So it's very, very important to stay hydrated. We should take in about 72 ounces a day of water. And we have, many ways that we can get water into our system. We can use additions like extracts, fruit extracts, electrolytes, antioxidants, and we really need to make sure that we get that water replenishing, especially first thing in the morning. It's very important for us to get that water in our system. If you can get about 16 to 20 ounces of water before you even have anything to eat, that's a great way to start your body hydrating and start being ready to move things through as you have breakfast. We are most hydrated after we sleep. When we have that good 8 hours or so of not bringing in fluids. So what is the water percentage that we need to have to stay healthy? So this is an interesting chart. I really like it. It shows that we have the most water percentage in our bodies when we're infants, when we're babies. When we're adults, it's about 60% or so is what we should be at. And then when we're older adults, because we're not as active, it's a little bit lower. But you see there, if our percent of water weight gets at 40% or below, that's when our organs shut down. So we really need to make sure that we have good water intake. Adding things in like peppermint. I use peppermint in my water a lot, peppermint essential oil. It's wonderful for opening up the airways. It's great for recovery because you can actually take a towel and here and soak that towel for cooling to help with recovery. And then of course that peppermint water also helps with nausea. So if you are out in the heat and you find yourself in maybe a little bit of heat exhaustion, adding in peppermint water or even some ginger chews will help with that nausea. The antioxidants though that you can add in, of course, we have many sources of antioxidants. Antioxidants are what help us address oxidation and free radicals. Our herbs anything from, rosemary, thyme, basil, to our spices, cinnamon, clove, all have really good antioxidant power. Even in the essential oil, lemon essential oil, if I can get this term right, has great antioxidant power. So having lemon essential oil in your water is amazing. We've talked about essential oils before and using them in our everyday. Of course, as I mentioned, we can use them aromatically to open up the airways by breathing them in internally. I use essential oils in my water, but I also use them in cooking. They are the immune system of the plant, so their whole job is to keep that plant healthy, get toxins out and impurities, and that's what especially lemon does for us when we use lemon in our water or our other food sources, when we're preparing meals. The antioxidants are very concentrated in the essential oil, so it's actually better to use that in your water than to just use juice. And you don't have the acidity that you can have when you add lemon juice to water that can affect your teeth enamel. So that's a really good thing to remember. But taking in a lot of water with the right nutrition is very important. We also, when we exercise, need things that are going to help feed our energy and also help us recover. And so one of the things that I always like to bring into the mix, especially for athletes, because that's how I started my business, was to start introducing green tea products to athletes to help them realize how they can choose a product for energy that will make their body work. The way green tea, and I use the green tea Hawaii products. You can see here, the green tea Hawaii products under my umbrella, 2 cups green tea Hawaii, which you can see on the screen right there. And the antioxidant EGCG in green tea, its main goal, its main purpose is to channel fat to energy. So it makes you burn what you store to boost that metabolism. So it's a really awesome way to have good sustaining energy without that pop jittery thing or the crash. So keep that in mind. It's just a matter of finding one you like. Now, with our products, we have several fruity flavors. It doesn't taste like green tea, but it's very, very efficient because it has the same as 45 tea bags in antioxidant power. And then again, what do antioxidants do? They help us fight against free radicals as well as oxidation in our body. So we can never get enough of antioxidants unless you're a cancer patient. Certain chemo affects that. So, but generally we can never get enough antioxidants. So we need to eat more of our fruits and vegetables. I definitely encourage fresh herbs and spices to be used because that's when you do get that essential oil. You don't have the essential oil in effect when you're using the dried. And then you also lose some of your antioxidant power too. The green tea Hawaii products also contain noni, which helps boost that immune system. And noni has been used in the cancer world for decades for that reason, for boosting immunity, helping also with nausea. So it's a great product for our athletes for energy, immunity, helping with nausea and calming. And it has very low caffeine, very low sugar. It's a great product to try. I encourage you to reach out to me so that we can get you some samples. And you can go to 2cupsgreenteahawaii.com to learn more, but also to purchase. We do have a coconut product as well. The coconut product is an electrolyte product. So what do electrolytes do? Electrolytes are amazing because they are our calcium, magnesium, vitamin C, potassium, and they are in a lot of our I'm trying to find my little sheet here. Here we go. They are in a lot of our normal foods. Potassium, we have to have potassium to absorb, sodium to absorb potassium. And potassium helps with our muscles and helps keeps cramp out of our muscles. That's why we go to things like bananas. People are most traditionally familiar with at athletic events to help when athletes have issues with cramping in their muscles. But you can get a great source of potassium is actually coconut. And coconut is so good for the stomach, so good for the skin. It's great for blood pressure. And the coconut product that we have has your B6, B12, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and vitamin C in it. So very, very well made. No artificial sugars. Again, it's a coconut pulp starch. So it really is an awesome product for energy and recovery. And I actually like my peppermint water with the coconut product. It's a very nice, refreshing, uplifting drink to have while you're working out, but also as you recover. So electrolytes are electrically charged minerals and compounds that help your body do much of its work. And of course, potassium, calcium, magnesium, those are all part of our cellular makeup of the whole foundation of the cell. So we definitely need to make sure they are in balance. So water, can't say enough about water. I did want to show you this. This is a good sheet to show you some of the foods that are great for electrolyte power. Some of the foods that are great for electrolyte power. And you can take a screenshot of that if you want. We also have great foods, and antioxidants are awesome for this as well, that fight inflammation. That's one of our biggest issues that we have in our life today is inflammation. Inflammation is the start pretty much or the foundation of most diseases, if not all. And so these are some fruits and vegetables that really help us fight inflammation. So I encourage you to get more of these into your diet every day. And when you find you're craving something, a lot of times it's your body's way of saying you need more of this. So so this will help when we are preparing to exercise to have a more enjoyable exercise, to challenge ourselves, but not get into those scenarios of having a lot of pain, inflammation, or even getting hurt. So definitely use your antioxidants, your electrolytes, and your water to help you hydrate and to stay in a good scenario of health while you're exercising. So what are some things we can do when we do have when we're not getting enough nutrients? I definitely encourage you to look for a good supplement. Our products, we have our #1 selling products for our essential oil company, and that is our vitamin pack. It includes a multivitamin, an omega, and a cellular health complex, and that has 12 servings of fruits and vegetables in it when you take the recommended dosing. And the main things that we see when people do use these routinely is 5 different improvements: pain relief, mental clarity, brain fog clearing, helping with digestion, also helping with energy, giving us more energy, and also rest. So those are the main things that we hear from people when they are taking the vitamins, the vitamin supplements, omegas, and the cellular health supplement routinely. And in about 30 days, usually before that, people really notice a difference. The other thing for athletes that is very, very good is what we call our energy and stamina complex. This complex has a lot of things that we don't normally get in there. Actually, it does have green tea, which is awesome because people aren't having green tea every day. This is a great way to get it. I have a couple of athletes, one specifically who's a little older than me, who is an avid cycler, and he cycles with a lot of younger folks, and he was struggling for a while to really keep up with them and to go the long distances without having a lot of muscle issues. And he started using this energy and stamina complex, and it has made such a huge difference in his energy and stamina, but also in his recovery. So it contains things like coenzyme Q10, quercetin, ginseng. So you can get ginseng in tea as well. And I encourage folks to use that along with the green tea. Use ginseng tea, lemon tea, peppermint tea, you name it, to get your extra antioxidants. It also has lychee fruit. Lychee fruit, of course, is from Hawaii. That extract is wonderful for inflammation and its antioxidant power. And then ashwagandha root extract, which is from the frankincense plant. So energy and stamina, a great option. Let me know if you're interested in learning more about those products. We do have a 30-day money-back guarantee on the vitamin pack, so it's well worth the try. If you don't feel like you've had an improvement, send the empty bottles back. They'll give you your money back. But I guarantee you, everybody that I've ever known to do that has actually, in 2 weeks, realized the improvements that they've had and have gotten back on the regimen. So the other things I wanted to talk about with you all is that we do have an athlete's kit, and in that athlete's kit we have things for pain and muscle and joint issues, headaches. The soothing blend is very, very good for that. The massage blend as well, and then peppermint is in the soothing blend, so you can use that alone, just as I mentioned. It's great for headaches. It's got great analgesic and anti-inflammatory power. We also have the protective blend, which helps with our immune system. That is great for cleaning our equipment, for our hands, for our shoes. It's just for our environment. So whether it's our equipment, if we're working out in the gym, working with barbells, or if we're actually have equipment that we use on ourselves. We have also lavender in this kit, tea tree, and the respiratory blend, which, as I mentioned before, peppermint is in that respiratory blend, something very, very good for opening up those airways. We talked about it when I talked about my allergy issues. So using the oils through aromatherapy, we talked about a little bit before. It's very important. I've had many runners who have had very much improved stamina and energy by putting peppermint or the respiratory blend here or on the chest. It just helps open up those airways and gives a good, strong airway flow for breathing, to get that breathing in contact. But as I mentioned, it also, peppermint has great benefits for nausea. So it can help somebody in the heat if they're feeling a little nausea to recover. Peppermint and orange together are amazing for helping with concentration and focus. So it's something you can actually put on your hands and inhale before you start to exercise as well. And there is a grounding blend, which I love. I use every day. It's like walking on a hike in the forest. It's a spruce frankincense blend that is amazing for just helping ground you and get you ready to do the task at hand. So I definitely encourage aromatherapy or even topical use of those products. Topically, we can use essential oils many ways. I've mentioned, on our chest and what we have, and I've talked about this before too, reflex points on our hands and on our feet and also around our ears. And those reflex points are basically nerve endings that are concentrated from other areas of our body. So that's where reflexology is so important. You can actually use an essential oil or a massage technique on the bottom of the feet to affect a change somewhere else, like in your digestive, in your gut, or if you have an earache, in your ear. It can also be done to affect allergies or asthma. That's why a lot of people will have a piercing, from acupuncture to, at a reflex point to help relieve an issue from their everyday or from something that's an ailment, a constant ailment, a chronic ailment. That's the word I was looking for, chronic. So definitely know that we can use essential oils on the bottom of our feet. We can use them, to affect change somewhere else, on our hands and our ears. But we also can use them directly on an issue. So if we have aches and pains, I typically get a lot of tension in my neck, when I'm at the computer a lot. When I go cycle, I find myself doing this, just like I do on the computer, and then I get tension in my neck. And we as athletes will have that type of thing happen as well. It also, certainly we can have an injury, we can have a sprain or a strain, and we can use essential oils straight on the muscles or the joints. And the soothing blend, as I mentioned before, it contains these particular components. These plants are very, very awesome for their analgesic, anti-inflammatory property. And you can see here it does contain peppermint again. Wintergreen is the lead. I love wintergreen. It's one of my favorite. It actually is very similar to its power, analgesic power. They did a study to show that it's actually more powerful than your typical serving of an aspirin. It contains salicylate, and aspirin is acetyl salicylic acid, and so the component in wintergreen can actually be converted to have a very similar action in the body. I was kind of concerned with using wintergreen because I've always been told I'm allergic to aspirin. So when I started using it, I thought maybe I was going to have some reaction, but none at all. And it doesn't work in the body because it's not the same compound. But they did do that analgesic comparison, and they found that 2 to 3 drops, which is our typical serving of an essential oil of wintergreen, is equivalent to the pain relieving power of 22 aspirin. So that's why it does have a safety lid on top. You got to push this down to open it, where most essential oils you don't. So that's wintergreen. It is the lead in the soothing blend. It also contains your peppermint, ylang ylang. That's a wonderfully smelling sweet flower, chamomile, osmanthus, blue tansy, and camphor. And those 3 we typically will have in many of our sports creams and remedies, but most of the time in most of the commercial items that are out there, those components are synthetic, where this is 100% plant derived. And when it's 100% plant derived, the body will recognize it within 4 seconds. The brain will recognize that aroma and will recognize if it's a topical application, it will bring it into the bloodstream and take it to use it where it needs to be used to bring the body in balance within 30 seconds to a minute. So you can have very good, efficient results when you use your natural products without the negative side effects. So definitely for headaches, for muscle aches, for any sort of tension, the soothing blend and also the massage blend are very, very effective. The massage blend is a basil-based blend, and it has grapefruit and cypress. Cypress is very good for circulation, and marjoram, and then also has lavender and peppermint. So what are some things we can do to keep our environment clean, to help with the mats we might be using, like for yoga or our barbells or what have you? The immune boosting blend is an amazing blend, and I've had that before to show you. It is let me find it here. It's orange clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, and I have used this in my hand cleaner for 6+ years. This I know has helped me stay healthy. I have a lot of problems with allergies, but this blend has, and this is my hand cleaner, and they're back on the table as well. I use other blends too, as people have different aromas that they're drawn to, but typically this is the one I use because it was shown to clean MRSA from an operating table at Vanderbilt Hospital. So actually that's not true. It was a Vanderbilt, but it was shown to clean MRSA from an operating table. And so I do use the orange clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary every day. Back in February and March, when we were having the big surge of the virus, I was having a horrible time with the cough and the congestion, and I kept blaming it on allergies, and then I thought, well, somewhere along the way in March, they started evolving all the symptoms that were being listed that can be an indication of having the virus. and allergies came on there. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I had it, because it was a good month of me dealing with this, trying to get control of it. And I actually gave blood a couple of weeks ago and got my results back, because when you get blood, they will automatically do an antibody test for this virus to see if you've had it. And it's free. So that's an awesome way to do that. And it's pretty quick. I got my results within a week. I didn't have it. I never got it. I thought I had. I'd been out through the whole month of March and April with Rotary and a couple of other organizations shopping for people who needed groceries, and I never got it. So there you go. So use that immune boosting blend. I actually have it in a spray bottle. I use it all around the house. You can use this again on your equipment, your mat, your barbells, what have you. Another great product to use is the cleansing blend. The cleansing blend is also our deodorizing blend, and this one is awesome for mold and mildew. So it's a very good one to use in your shoes. I actually will put a couple of drops of this on a cotton ball and put it in my shoes to help with the antifungal properties that tea tree, lemon, and Siberian fir bring to the table. This is Siberian fir. Tea tree, cilantro bring to the table. So it's a wonderful way for mold and mildew. And I'll actually use my diffuser in the as we're moving from fall into winter, and before that heat comes on, I'll use it in a diffuser for the air intake to help clean out those ducts, because a lot of times when your heat first comes on, it has that horrible burning smell where it's getting rid of all the stuff that accumulated on those wires during the summer when the AC was on. So purifying the air, deodorizing the air. And actually I'll use this blend right on under my arms for a deodorizing deodorant. It's very safe for that use as well. One other great product to have in your bag as an athlete is lemongrass. Lemongrass is amazing for cramps and Charlie horses. I actually keep it on my bedside table if I've been out in this heat exercising. In fact, I had it on there last night because I went cycling right before it got dark last night. And even though I drank my water, I knew that I probably would have problems when I would go to stretch out in the middle of the night and just really stretch, and I would get those cramps in the bottom of my feet or the bottom of my leg. All you need is a couple drops of this lemongrass and rub it on the area affected, and within a minute, that cramp is gone. It's amazing. The other wonderful benefit is that lemongrass is a great insect repellent. So mosquitoes and no-see-ums and gnats, you can use that in your bug repellent, which I do make, and I do sell at our Midtown Farmers Market. This bug repellent is amazing for keeping those away from your face. And if you sweat a lot, you don't want to put this up here because you don't want to get the oils in your eyes, but you can put it certainly right around the sides of your face. And I use it all over, and it's safe for your skin. It doesn't contain DEET, so it's a great way to help those pesky bugs to not eat us up. I'm one of those people they love. But the other thing to know, I forgot to mention, was that the cleansing blend actually is very good for soothing bug bites and stings. So a great thing to use as well when we're out and about and we have had problems with our insects. Remember that when we do exercise, when we are taking measures to keep ourselves healthy, that if you can just take in a better diet, whole foods, supplement as you can, because we have to take in 5 times as much as our grandparents did to get the same nutrition, 5 times. And why is that? Because we've depleted the soils of its chemicals and its nutrients that the plants need to grow because of the chemicals we use, the artificial stuff. We've also become in the habit of harvesting well before they're ripe, so they're not getting those nutrients into the plant from the soil and the sun. So supplement, get a good whole food derived supplement talk to me. Let me help you try some of the products that we have here. I'm glad to get you started. We do have a way to help you learn how your body is working and what it needs to get into balance, and that is this Zytoscan. The Zytoscan is a biofeedback scanner, and it reads the galvanic responses. Every living plant has a galvanic response, and this actually matches up what's in your body in balance and what's not. So it will tell you what you need to bring into your diet, or what essential oils you may need to use to bring into balance. So please let me know if there's some way I can help you. You can find me at greenhealthfirst.com. Our Facebook page is 2 Cups Green Tea Hawaii. Of course, you can reach me by my email, angieceroli@gmail.com. You can probably see it on the banner back there, or my phone number. We are here at One Woman's Voice every week for the next few weeks through September, mid-September I think it is. And next week, we are going to talk about, geez, you know what? I'm trying to think what I decided I was going to talk about. I have to make that announcement, I think. I'll put it in the chat. Until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, exercise, sleep well, be well.